Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Whatever appears, which was not there before, you can be sure it's an aspect of what is. It's an expression of what is. In that way we can say it's not it. So don't be fooled by whatever is presented. Enjoy, but let it go because it is its nature. It appeared, it has to disappear. Now it's true that it's when the mind is quiet or when there is no mind and it expresses itself with quietness of mind. It can be also an enlightened mind in the sense of when it's quiet, if he is not fooled, he knows I am not even this quietness, and he keeps, everything is quiet. So it looks nothing, but it's absolutely essential insight to realize. Otherwise, if you take quietness for it only, or more true than any other state of mind, you will feel I have always to go back there to be more real, to be more myself. And then there is a kind of, no more a search maybe, but an effort, a fear to lose what is. Who can lose? Only somebody, isn't it? So it's just a shift. It's just, if you know quiet moments, just know even it's quiet, it's expressed this way now. I'm not busy. So that's the description of someone who was busy before, means me. And what is so intimate, it's so what I am, that I leave it alone. I can't go there, because if I go there, then again I objectify it, nothing wrong, or I fool myself and then you suffer and switch. Anyway, if it is a bit not clear all what I say, please ask. If you want to hear something about the subject, you have to ask me, because by myself, today at least, I'm not, I don't see what I can say. But if you provoke me, that's possible. Not that the silence is such a benefit, such a good gift one could give to his life, sure. Very happy, very happy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So happy to see you. When I came, I don't know, maybe it was a month ago in Satsang, you said that religion says I am of that, and Satsang says I am that. And yeah, it's been with me since.
Yeah.
And I cannot say that I am that, but I can say that there is something that's free of me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I can say that.
Actually, I would say, you want to speak more? I want to see your face.
It's me.
Yeah, I know, but... Okay. Okay.
You want to tell me something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's perfect. No, it's perfect. Okay. Sure. You know, to have the experience, well, I think it was Jesus who said, I am the Son of God. Yeah?
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, in a way. But many mystics also can say, many even laymen, you say, can say so. It's I would say, an experience that I have of somebody, of something vaster, something bigger, and no doubt in front of this absolutely mysterious, amazing creation in both sides, in the duality, something must be there. There is a kind of intuition.
Yeah.
Intuition. So you may say, yeah, I am a particle of the star, I'm a dust of this or of the divine, things like that. Generally, it is also the language of the mystics. And suddenly they are in union with something bigger than them. And it's right, in a way, in the realm of experiences, you cannot say much more. Now, it looks like there is someone who lives that will have also the experience of separation, because he doesn't feel that all the time. And so it will give him, her, a sense of, oh, I should go back there, or I like to go back there, or maybe I have to obey to please that. And here, of course, different visions of life are offered. Now, what is particular with Advaita means not to, means exactly something greater. But here, the I was the experiencer, let's say, the experiencer who can say, I am something bigger, some absolute, in fact, or something, a parcel of it. The experience can vanish also. Not only the limited world which gave me that experience of vastitude, the experience can disappear from where it rose after all. Because what is an experiencer? You will tell, well, even in this body, I know I'm something else, but this body also is me, is what I am also. So for a moment in Satsang, it is to say, even this body, even what the parcel of God, let's say like that, it is descriptions. It is, because it's a description, it's in time, and that's why it is ephemeral. And that's why there will still be, not on when you have the experiences of the divine, but you will feel the anxiety of the human condition and so on. Yeah, the death. So here there is a possibility to question this I, me. And already if you can speak about it, it means it's out. And to say I am that, you just suddenly realize that even if I can objectify in a simple way, I speak of me. So from where am I? And there, don't use your mind, so you cannot figure it out. You just keep quite here, from where you always are, but not limited with body and mind. My description cannot go further unless you ask me something more.
Okay, so by the time I say I am that, I'm no longer that. It's like I'm always a moment.
No,
any
you
moment
are that.
too late.
No, yeah. If you believe that I am that, is it? Otherwise, it's always here. But the mind will express. That's what I say. We can speak of an enlightened mind. Still a mind. Because I am that, you cannot also all the time say it. You are not aware of that all the time. It's the same as anything else. It's the same as the parcel of God in that way. But when it is said, I am that, it can be. Because the mind, you see, it will express. It will express something, as it does all the time anyway. But then, when you are freed from the belief, I am only an identity, it will also express. And his expression can be that, or it can be silent, or it can laugh, or something. You see? Something. But by the way you have seen the tricks and the patterns of the mind, you know it's not even that. And there, once for all, the search disappears, the seeker disappears, as reality, as a thinking it's real. Is it clear?
Yeah. So I am that is an expression, and it's also not that.
Truly, yes.
Yeah. So you said, the last thing you said is the seeker disappears as reality, not that he disappears.
No, the belief. The belief
is
is only what he knows about himself. That disappears. But you see, even the disappearance is based on the belief I was that. So all this is mind. Huh?
Yeah.
And yet it looks, there is no other way for the human to exist. It's through experiences. And for some strange reason, it's spoken about that split second, that of course the mind will make something out of it, but what to say, what to do. There is, strangely enough, it looks, a split second of being seeing I am that. And of course the mind will transform that into an experience of whatever, whatever. But then you are no more fooled. That's what I say. Don't realize who you are. This is already here. Otherwise, this world would not have been appearing to you. But know what is mind, the mind. So if you can still say, oh, I can speak, I can see, I can experience. Of course, I as a human being, I cannot do otherwise. But for some reason, I know from where I come. and where I will disappear, sure.
Thank you.
You see in the scriptures, as everything is in words, even in the spoken thing, I am that is an expression which indicates something else, but because they cannot express this moment in other ways than words. But yeah.
But isn't it so strange that as a limited form,
yeah,
that you can have a taste of?
Oh, you know, the mind has many layers.
Yeah.
From the universe to the smaller than the atoms. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why a mind can explore a lot, but there will always be more exploration. It's infinite. Imagine what contains that then. Without making an image, of course, but yeah. When this body is still alive, there is no way out than to experience, you see. But once you, let's say, I'm sorry to speak this word, but realized what is the background of all, the essence, as a human being, you can have space of absolutely quiet mind because there is not this anxiety anymore. But as it is an experience, of course, it will be mixed with other things afterwards. That's why I insist so much. Don't mistake any aspect for it. Because as a human being, you have only experiences with you. What else? I think nothing changed actually. The only thing which, this is for the sake of some explanation or understanding, but before, when you are seeker, you base yourself on a base. When this I am that makes sense, let's say like that, what will appear will be exactly the same, because as human being, you have only experiences, as I say, but you don't base yourself as you don't believe that the platform is real somehow. I don't know. Not that you know that all the time, but once you wake up to that, it's so obvious. So who cares about if it is sometimes or not? You know, time is running with experiences.
But so to come back to the mystic is into still.
The mystic, you see, they will agree with me, I think. They have these moments of union with something divine greater than themselves, but they have the experience of union. And after that, they have the longing because they separated themselves. Why there is a separation? It's because there is still someone.
Yeah.
This is the thing. If someone is happy like this, nothing wrong. Yeah. But that's why you see, when they are in this, they express their union, let's say, they have a very similar language than the one who is not a mystic, but who knows also what is. It is this in and out, this union and separation, which makes the difference. And that's also a mystic has a certain kind of life, because it is not by being busy in a normal life and all that, most probably that you have more chance to be quiet, and so quiet that you even forget your existence. That's why, you see, they have different lives. As they confuse, or as they take the union for real and the separation not. Yeah. But they are very useful, all those poets and mystics who write, because they inspire. At least they express something, something else.
Yeah.
They inspire very much. Now, personally, I was so in love with the mystics, I prefer silence. But it's a personal preference. What happened? Ah.
Hi.
I know that.
So so what is the first, like, before this upper?
If I could tell you, then we will make it an experience. This is really, if there is a particularity, this is it, you see. So, just even if you don't believe it, just say, I am that, knowing that you can never objectify that, and from there, whatever you will say is an objectification of it. Maybe this is the easiest way. Otherwise, we will never be freed from these human dramas, you see, to search and to find, and then to search again and to find. And
Yeah, I saw just the seeker
Yeah.
is only a suggestion
yeah.
from life. You can say it like this.
So whatever movement is expressed is still the mind. For example, I was thinking of a lot people speak of absorption. I'm absorbed in myself, for example. But it's because you believe you were away from yourself. So all those expressions, it's okay if it means something to you, but if it is expressed, can be taken in a wrong way.
I see, yeah.
Because you are always about the essence. It's never lost because it doesn't belong to anybody. So it's only somebody who has the experiences of absorption, the experiences of exsorption out. But once you know it's me as what I know and what else can I experience, you are quiet about that because you've seen. And you can see it like that, It doesn't need any condition. The condition is trying not to keep a belief, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
To save a concept, that is the worst you can do to yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's very fresh. This
Yeah. So it's not about that you know yourself. You Yeah, it's about that you don't search anymore to know yourself. But not as a defeat or as a wise whatever attitude of the mind. That will not work. So, Devi, for example, your mind, what is wondering about what now? Please.
I was thinking that I already don't remember what you told me, and I didn't understand some of it, but I was very well.
Okay, that's a good proof it's not in the mind.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you lost yourself, you see.
No, but for a while it was fighting, and then it was like,
Yeah. But you never lost yourself, even if you were a bit busy and then say basta. Yeah.
I had another question, but I already forgot it.
Don't worry, it will come back when you are by yourself. Mm.
I'm very excited. It's so nice to be here. Someone asked me a question. If you had just one wish, what would it be?
Mm.
And for me, it's the silence. And then comes the but.
Silence is married to but, because it's a state.
And
You didn't hear me. The silence, which in your idea is the most you can wish, you already have an idea of this. So it's a state, it's an experience which will never be permanent. So why do you run after impermanent states? Why don't you wish, I want to be freed, to be fooled by my mind? So here, just know whatever appears, whatever I experience or know, even what I don't know, it's all a talk of the mind, of the body, of the emotions, of the mind. So they are only aspects of who I am, in fact, as an essence, Sometimes it expresses in silence, and sometimes not. But if you take the silence for it, there will be a but. I'm not always in silence, which is true. Hmm? And the mind is very clever. Yes, but I'm in silence to indicate something else. No. That will not indicate. That will bind you. So what is here? And don't answer to yourself. What is here which is not expressed, because if I express it, it becomes a state. That's always here. It's available when one is not busy with the mind or experiences.
I have another question. Can I ask?
No, sure. Even the other one you can ask.
It's like something is still keeping me in the mind, and it's a problem which I have with my son. He has this a very difficult way. And
You see, this is the mother's problem, yeah?
yes.
And that is the life. That is the duality of the life. So know it, know it. Do whatever you can. You cannot live with him, for him, I mean. We cannot live his life. Do the best you can do. And know this is the life. You see, events, they will go on. They will go on. But who I am, it's your birthright to give a moment to that also. Mm. There is no paradise on earth. There is no paradise. What to do? But it is quite, I would not say paradisiac, but it is quite a luck to offer oneself to know that this duality will remain duality. It will flow. It's not much in our hands. It came with our birth. And we do what we can, of course, but to give moments to just be, it's a big gift. And when I say moment to just be, I know the language is terrible, because what you are, what is, there is no you and I here. The essence is here. But I say the someone can also have a birthright to stop the flow, even if it is a moment. You see? Just to see that there is something even when I don't experience anything. That's what I am. Hmm? Yeah. Maybe this is the wisdom in life, but it's worth to hear. It's my birthright to cut off all attachments I have for a moment. You cannot avoid attachments in this life, that's sure, but it's your birthright. You do that every day before going to sleep. You can sleep only when you remove all your beloved ones. They are not going with you. You can do that during the waking state also. Moments, not style of life. I have not seen in my life somebody living an Advaitic life. There is always duality in this life. But I have seen those who honor their birthright just to be in the life, cutting off. Yeah.
Hi, Ganga. When you had the click, this is just curiosity, but
Yeah.
apart from not being anyone anymore, did you have access to more truths?
Oh. Well, the thing is, it's seen that all my search and all my experiences of quietness or whatever were just in the mind. So there is no link between the mind, what the mind offers, and what is producing all that. There is absolutely no common. It's not more or less truth. It's just different. Then you see that the life flows. The life flows with its duality, and there is no much change there. What changed? I still say that. I don't know if I am right, but what changed is that there is no more that search, which is a big thing also. But everything else is appearing and disappearing. I think the blessing in this life, if one can speak like that, not to search anymore, is not that the life is better or not. It can happen, but I mean, it's not about the life. It's about being free from the search, from the seeker, which is glued to you. That is the blessing. Some people have more easy life, some others not, but it's not in our hands, and it has nothing to do. It doesn't mean, even if someone lives in a cave and more meditative and all that, let's say that he mistakes that for it, it's not more real than anything else. Really. It's just that their belief makes them live like this, or their destiny. There is no high and low here, or better enlightened in life, or not. No, not like that. It has nothing to do. It's the essence. It's not the life.
Thank you. Can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
And about death.
Death.
I suppose you are not afraid of your physical death.
Look,
death.
I have no idea, and I would even say, of course it's easy for me now to say it's an event, like my birth. Okay, great. But, okay, let's see. Even, I tell you, even if my body shows fear because we cannot breathe anymore or whatever, or shows something, then what? If you know you are the essence, you don't go anywhere. You are just where I am now. But the event, of course, is supposedly to be very big, like the birth. It's a big event for this body. And it may react. Some people may live like completely the image of wisdom, and some not, but it doesn't mean anything. Nobody represent in a best way. It's just in our fairy tales We are more inspired if somebody smiles while dying or whatever. Of course, it is inspiring. But actually, it doesn't matter. So, it's to save myself in case. I don't know more than But surely that event doesn't make me search anymore. You see, Ramana, apparently, he had the cancer. Normally, it's uncomfortable. He didn't feel like anything and so on, what it looks like. Somebody else would be in trouble. I think it's about personality. It's about experiences you had in life and all that. It's not about what is. What is shows as well in a torment than in a peaceful attitude. It is its expressions. And if we take one expression more real, we are in trouble because it's impermanent. And then we want that specific thing to be there all the time. Otherwise, what? Otherwise, I'm not myself. I tell you, it's a big relief, even though the mind may be very disappointed. But it's a big relief to be freed from fairy tales. But you see what I say, I don't impose, it's not an obligation. If someone is more happy with different ways to live, etc., I don't touch that. Huh? It's just if you ask me, then I cannot speak differently. Yeah.
Morning,
Good
Ganga.
morning.
I just have to ask because I don't want fairy tales to build up in here.
Oh, if you know it's a fairy tale, you can enjoy a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. Because you said to the lady over there, like, why don't you wish that you're no longer fooled by the mind? And just to get it clear, that doesn't mean that you will never be fooled, but it's, as I see it, so not the fairy tale, is that just now in a moment you see like, oh, that it was fooled.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, when you are identified, you have the experience to be fooled. That's sure. But you wake up to that.
Yes.
And in the end, what you see when you wake up doesn't belong, is, what I would say, was not less there when you were identified or not. What a crazy language, but
yeah, no.
I mean, it's like... That's why we cannot make a book. It's crazy sentences. Sebastian.
There's not really any question.
Okay. And? Then you sleep or what?
No.
Ah. From where do you see all that? Don't go there, huh? You are already there.
There's still this wanting to measure it by experience.
You will fail. You know why, no? That attachment to that makes you suffer, makes you search. Hmm? How can a bird, for example, experience the full universe? You ask the same question.
For some reason I didn't hear that.
Sorry?
I didn't hear.
Ah, yeah, because it's a bit surrealistic image, but how can you expect that a bird, small bird, experiences the full universe? He can't. He's contained in. He cannot contain that. So it's the same when you want to experience. You are smaller than a bird. Of course, you can have experiences like, okay, let's not speak of bird, but let's speak of a glass, an empty glass, the space in the glass. So the glass will describe the space in the glass. And, okay, it's the same as the description of the rest. But what about that? The glass, what about the identity of the glass? It makes a difference between in and out, and I am too much, I can break, I have the fear of that. And when actually what is indicated in Satsang is the space before the glass appeared. And then a glass appears, it can contain an experience of that. I have the experience of vastness, of silence, of nothingness. But the glass doesn't contain the space. Where is he? He is. Is it? So the glass would know I appear, but because of this magic of what is, of the space. But if I want to know the essence, I have to know that I am already that essence, the space. And then I came into birth with this, okay, and life and all that. But the essence, you cannot contain your essence. You can have some experiences, yeah, sure.
I feel like I have, or I see it that I have
Yeah.
instance of,
Yeah,
of
I believe.
but they're just experiences.
Yes, because you are still someone having, you are still an experiencer. The glass, he experiences the emptiness inside, which may be, yeah, okay, same as outside, but still the glass. The question, who am I, is to question the reality of the glass. Is there a change in the space if there is a glass or not? Does the space is less or more if there is a glass or not in it? No. And when you know I am that, even without the glass, even without the identity, I don't remember what I wanted to say. There is no search. There is no search anymore, you have seen. But not as an experience, not as with the eyes, is the way to say. Hmm?
And everything, everything that appears is seen.
Yes.
But I'm trying to see what is not appearing.
Yes. Yes. But you will fail.
Yeah, I see that.
At some point you will be exhausted. You will simply, okay, enough. This is all the attainment of the practices. Huh? Bon, there are so many practices, but I mean the practices towards the source or towards a meditative state and all that. It's to experience the non-doing. It's to experience the emptiness or the you can even say the essence, but in a limited way because it's experienced. And because of that, even that experience will not satisfy you fully if you really want to be liberated. When there is a glass to be filled. Otherwise, why should there be a glass? But then, if the glass starts, that is life, is filled with different things and sometimes empty, and all. This is all our experiences. But who am I? Am I only a glass? I can't even objectify that. No. I stay where I always have been, where I can see all that. That's it.
I want to say that it's also clear.
To whom?
Yeah. Because I can't make anything out of it.
Mm. Yeah. But you see, the clarity can be again obscure after some time. it has to be a fact more than clear. It's just you know, you have not to search for it, you are it, as much as I am.
But then I also want to say I'm always happy when I'm with you, and I'm not always happy when I'm not with you.
Because you project on me. And I try to project on you. We are still a bit playing with that. What you love so much, what makes you make kilometers and so on, you know, is to realize what you are. But it's always with you what you are. Otherwise, what? It's with you. So you are projecting. But I am telling you, it's wherever you are. But of course, your mind will present you so many events and this and that, and we don't confuse. Don't confuse, that's all. Don't confuse. What is the problem to see, okay, I see that, I know it's the mind. Because anyway, the mind will not know what you are. So many books are written on being, on to be, not to be. Everybody fails, we can't tell. It's a pity that the language didn't keep the difference between, you know, the ancient languages, there were to be, I am happy, for example. They use a special word, a special word of being, which means becoming. And to be, the essence, they say ser. It's another word. And you don't say, sir, happy. I am with the verb sir, happy. Never. You always leave that word of to be alone. But in our language, we say always I am awake, I am this, I am that. We should have said, I become this, I become that. And on top we say, I am that. I is again there. And so on. I mean, let's change the language. But truly, if I remember, you see, I wanted very much to be with my guide because whatever I project, then what else do you do? One projects, but he showed me that you can have a life, the life flows, but you can always steal a moment. And he never spoke like that, you just observe. And so, one can live in a different way, not always with his mind or body or emotions. So as long as this reminds you what you search and what you want to realize, it's a good support, sure. If you look at a monkey, I don't think you will have a moment of not being in the mind. So in that way, it's a good support. But that support will not keep the support forever. It will show you, oh, in fact, you always have been yourself. You don't need that projection anymore. But it happens in a natural way, I guess.
Yes, it's not a new discovery, but I want to express
Yep.
that when you spoke to Iri and told her that you don't need to realize yourself, but see what's the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that I am always trying to reach somewhere to find truth in
You
anything.
will not. You will not. The mind will not find the truth.
Yeah. And then I just want to tell that this is a complete new attitude for me, not to try.
Ah, good.
But see that what's going on, that's the mind. But yeah, of course, it's not so easy. There are some really nice memories in the past about no mind states and whatnot.
But you can still have them. But it's the mind.
It's the mind.
Enjoy. When the mind presents you something nice, enjoy. It's not only hell. Huh? I mean
Yes, yes. But can I demystify something in the past, or I just should keep going?
No. Don't go to the past. Whatever happens now.
Okay.
Of course, if the past comes now, appears.
Okay.
No,
okay.
you don't need to go in the past. The mind is past, present, and future in itself. Now.
Yeah.
You reminded me, I was in a state for a few years of extreme quietness. Let's say I had kind of refuge, but I didn't know at the time it was a refuge. And but what a liberation to be free to believe that this is it, even. So but enjoy. Whatever comes, you enjoy. Just don't be fool to think it's more real than something else. That's all, actually. Yeah. Why should you not enjoy? You are even identified with suffering, so why not a bit with enjoyment or a lot? But know that it's not it. That's all. It's what belongs to this fellow.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Ganga.
Good morning.
I just felt to say that what I've heard today is to do with like it's all a mystery, and to just leave it at that, and that anything else is presuming on that, and we haven't got the means or anything to do that with. And yeah, just hearing that, confirming that is really helpful, because it's, I don't know, I suppose for the glass it helps to have that attitude of to just.
Is there a glass? In fact, I don't speak as an experience. In fact, is there a glass only? No. No. But as soon, and maybe this is the seeming difficulty, as soon as one looks, oh, what am I living, or where am I, or whatever, you make it a state. So just know that nothing wrong with the state. I mean, as a human in body, you cannot experience different things. I would have said except, but who knows what it is, except that split second where you see all that. And that's it. In fact, you are always that, but it's the mind which makes you aware or not of it at times. So you will speak, sometimes I am in, sometimes am I out, I am out. But you speak of the life. As essence, there's no question of in and out, because there is no question of somebody. It's the essence. So somebody has not to experience enlightenment. It's impossible. Or it will be limited in states. Just be freed from ideas.
Hi.
Hey.
I saw that even if I use my mind, I am still the same. It's not different, but my mind sometimes really catch this make experience of what I am, and it's very claiming on it.
Yeah. It's that into experiences. That's what you will have maximum.
Okay. But somehow, anyway, it not so much interest in that.
Well, sometimes it's very nice.
So enjoy, yeah.
I would say liberation is not to be fooled. Even to be liberated from somebody who thought to be fooled, and then is no more fooled. Yeah. So, you know, we make it difficult because we take movements of the mind which can be very subtle, like undoing or disappearing, or all those are very subtle movements of the mind, but we take it not for movement.
Yeah, and somehow
Yeah.
it's sense that I stay
So,
with this.
but then once you know this, what's the problem?
Yeah, it's good to see it.
Of course. So, chin chin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.